Hello and welcome. Congratulations everyone. You've reached it to the next lesson. Doing a quick audio check and everything looks okay. Alright, so today we're going to have another little look at, we're going to introduce ourselves to the musical alphabet today. And we're going to have a look at, fly through some things we already did. Just got to keep recapping for Flip Knows Why. I'm going to recalibrate this camera for one moment while you get your guitar ready or your arm ready, whatever you're practicing on. Okay. Oh, okay. Boing. Alrighty-o. Now, we have our guitar ready. Just one more second. This is live, by the way. This is live. Very live. Alright, so we're doing a guitar lesson. Here we go. Let's tune up. Here's our... Let's see what we got here. Always tune up to note if you can. It's better because you don't get as much tension behind the nut or behind the just where the tail is there. Alright, A. Just hitting the harmonic there on the 12th fret to see how we're getting on. Alright, let's see what else we got here. I'm singing it because it's good to internalize it. I think we're in tune more or less. Alright, any ones I forgot? G maybe. I think we're okay. We're in good shape. Alright, so that's your standard tuning, everybody. Is everybody liking their standard tuning? Alright, here we go. Musical alphabet. So you see it on the screen there, we just have the keyboard. And so on. Alright. Ooh, do you guys need to see the... Okay, we're only doing sevenths today. Alright. E7. So we only need two fingers for this one, alright? E7. We need our middle finger on that second fret of the A string, and we need our index finger on that first fret of the G string. Alright, now if you look at the image on the screen, or even if you know the string names, we have the little E string there. It's the smallest string and it's towards the ground there, and the big low harmonic resonance from the big E string there. So we got the little small high pitched E string, and everything in between is as so. So we got the high E string there closest to the floor coming up. We got B, G, D, A, E. Alright, it's good if you can sing those intervals back to yourself. Yeah, we're just dipping the toes in though, so don't worry. We've only been here a few hours. Alright, so don't get intimidated. It's a long journey, so try and have as much fun as you can along the way. That's all about the journey, alright? Alright, here we go. So, E7. Go through all those strings, alright? See if they're all ringing out. Now, especially with this E7, the troublesome note is that D, okay? So if you don't have that right posture on your hand, that kind of lovely kind of L shape, I think it's called a right angle. Alright. This kind of L shape, your fingers will be lying across that open D string, okay? Which will cause muting. Here's what muting sounds like. Here's the muting sound like on the D string. You hear that? Now that is one of my favourite techniques in guitar playing, but in this situation it's not what we're going for. It's used big in punk like this. think you get the idea. Alright, staying on track. So this is still, we're slightly dipping out of the blues here with this lesson. Alright, so we got our 2 fingers in there for that E7. Lovely. Let's go over finger names. So index finger is 1. Let's double triple check here. Alright. Middle finger is 2. Ring finger is 3. Little finger is 4. Thumb is 5. Alright. If you're confused where A is, it's the second biggest string. Okay? Yadgaba is like, I think it's an acronym for, is the word for that one. Alright. What's this big circly thing, the speaker of the guitar, what's that called? Doo-doo! Sound hole. What's this thing you walk over at the end of the guitar? A bridge, very good. What does these things do? There's 6 of them and they hold the strings in at the end. 1, here's a P, come on, time's running out, pegs. Alright, what's this thing here that holds the guitar around my neck and it's holding on to the guitar leader? What's that called? What song is that? Alright, my musical reputation's gone. It's called a guitar strap, alright? These shiny metal things down by the headstock there, the machine heads are tuners. So remember, this is it's similar to a 3/4 sized guitar, okay? Dreadnought will be full size. This style of guitar is called parlor. It's my personal favourite. If you want to get smaller, you can get a tenor guitar, but that's something else altogether. We have frets there, the metal lines there on the fretboard, which is made often right out of rosewood, sometimes mahogany if you have a few bob. We've got the neck here. Yeah, mahogany is good stuff. I think it damages the tools a little. It's a bit harder than the tools, harder than ash, so I think maybe that's why. To do a lot of things in the world to do it, cost effectiveness and so on, but that's for the business course. You can check that out if you want. Alright, musical alphabet, what have we got going on here? I'll tell you in a minute, but we're still doing our A7 chord. Alright, so for this gorgeous sounding A7 chord, you're going to want that middle finger on that 2nd fret D string, people, and that ring finger on that 2nd fret B string. Alright, so here's our gorgeous A7. How do we get our A7? This is not A major 7, this is A7. A major 7 sounds like this. That's gorgeous as well. But we're just playing A7, okay? We're just dipping the toe into music theory. A7. So for this one, we need our middle finger on the D string, 2nd fret, and we need our ring finger on the B string, 2nd fret. Okay, I'm just going to keep repeating myself because this stuff takes a long time to sink in. I'm a very, very slow learner, so I just have to keep repeating this stuff again and again and again. And now, because I know all the basics, inside out, back to front, in my sleep, backwards, forwards, it gives me... Basically, people kind of underestimate how important the basics are. And there you are. Alright, so we got our A7 there. It sounds gorgeous. We can cheekily bring it up an octave there so it's on the 14th fret. Even with the E string, if we're feeling cheeky. This is just kind of showing off though. So we're just looking at that 12th fret there and pretending that's where our nut is on the guitar. Showing off here. Maybe get that ready for Christmas. Hopefully you guys will be getting ready for Christmas, alright? Getting ready for Christmas singing oh, there's no presents under the Christmas tree. Oh, Santa forgot me. Oh, how could this be? Etc. Oh, my auntie didn't buy me a... Gotta keep this kid friendly, so we're gonna finish that sentence. Alright, here we go. So we got the frets on the fretboard, on the neck, on the body, attached to the headstock. The string names are, can you beat me? Lowest one, E. 2nd, 5th string is called A. 4th string is called D. Try to beat me to these. 3rd string is called G. 1, 2, it's 2. Oh, sorry, 2 is B and 1 is little e. Alright, we're all good, we're all good, we're all good. You hear this is my new drum kit here. I'm making some beats in the Vegan Stephen Studio B here, but we're going to stay on track. That's for another side project. Alright, so we got our A7 there, it sounds gorgeous. Let's try out this D7 chord. So for this one we only need 4 strings, okay? How many strings do we need for our E shapes? 6. How many shapes do we need for our A? 5. How many shapes do we need for our D shape? 4. Let's do that again. How many strings do we need for our E chord? 6. How many strings do we need to strum for our A chord? 5. That's all apart from that big low E. And finally, how many strings do we need for our D shape? 4. So we're not going to play that A string or that big E string. Man, it's so hard to not make jokes. I was going to make some really bad weight loss joke about the big E string, but and how the other strings were slagging it, but I didn't. Here we go. Alright, we got our D7 there, sounds gorgeous. So only 4 strings for that, people, okay? Let me know in the comments how you're getting on, whether you chose to go with your fingers, your plec, or a coin for your plectrum. Personally, I don't know, I like the plectrum. But here's how they all sound, okay? I'm going to go E, A, D, and then I'm going to move on to the next one using a different device. So first off, I'm going to use the skin of my thumb here. Okay, here we go. There'll be different volumes, so I'll have to compensate and so on. It's not that scientific, but sure, we'll just see, because the audio is very compressed and so on. Here it goes. So A, D, E with thumb. Whoa. Bit of metal. Finally, plectrum, A, D, E. There were all 7th chords. And a little bit faster, A, D, E, thumb again. What have we got? Metal. Finally, plectrum. Alright. I tried to keep the volumes consistent there by how much pressure I applied. I had to apply a lot of pressure, force with my thumb because it's quite a dull sound, and I had to be very careful what angle I used there on the coin to get more of a scratchy sound or so on. Get more of the note or more of the picking action. And for the harder plastic ones are some of my favourite ones personally. So listen, go through those chords for the next few seconds and practice counting like this. Where's it going? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, keep practicing. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. And 3 and 4 and left, right, left, right, left, right, left. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, we get the idea. Okay, let's practice going between these A7, D7 and so on. Okay, musical alphabet. While we're practicing going between these chords, we're going to talk about the musical alphabet and how that works. You got your strumming pattern there. Alright, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we got our blues form in this side of the screen here, A, D and E and so on. We got our basic jazz chords, E, A7, E7. I'm already regretting calling them jazz chords, and we have finally all the string names there. Alright. Musical alphabet. Okay, here we go. So here's the two things about the musical alphabet, or a few things about the musical alphabet. The musical alphabet. It's kind of cold here in Ireland. I can see my breath here in Studio B. Musical alphabet. Okay. Let's do it with notes. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? So we're going to start off with our open A string, and then we're going to count up with semitones together. Alright? So it's going to go like this. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, why am I confused? F sharp, G sharp, back to A. Okay? Now that's very confusing, but we'll go over it together. Okay, so if you can see the screen here, we have the musical alphabet displayed on the keyboard. So it cycles around the circle. A lot of life cycles around circles, even its fashion trends or... Anyway, we won't get into that right now. So it goes up, it goes like this, just not like on a piano. Here's the piano. Alright, here we go. Where are we? A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Alright, and then backwards, A flat. You can see here there's two different names for some of the notes, okay? That might get a little bit confusing, but it's just two names for the same thing. It's like calling tart and pie the same thing, like apple tart or apple pie, or wherever you're from, alright? So we're going to descend now, the same thing. You can see here the way it cycles. You'll notice the pattern is 2 and 3, okay? So this is one octave right here, and then the pattern just repeats. So just look out for the 2 and the 3. I know this is confusing, but we'll keep doing this. So far we've been doing about half hour a day here. We'll see how we get on with the flow. So here's that descending, okay? You'll hear how it works. Was it A flat, G flat, F, E flat, D flat, C, B flat, A. Got there in the end. Alright, so it all cycles around in circles. So that's how it is on the keyboard. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go from A, and we're going to go all the way around. We're just going to count as we play, just from the open A string. So it's just going to sound like this. Just going up each fret. We're just using our index finger there, just for now. And once you get up to that 12th fret, come all the way down. So we're just going to do that, and while we're doing that, we're going to learn off some of the music notes. And this will, you know, it takes a long time to learn off poetry and stuff like that in a class for some people. This took me so many years, it took me so long, I don't know why it took me so long. I just personally, it was one of those things, everyone has something that they find hard to learn, and for me it was the musical alphabet. I just couldn't get my head around it. So, do you know the way the regular alphabet goes from A to Z? This one goes from A to G sharp, and then it goes back around again. All right. So it's in a circle. Hopefully we'll get another diagram up. But if you look on the chart there, C, where we see, right, it starts and ends with C. Okay. That's all the white keys there. Major scale of C. I was just playing what would happen if you played all the white keys on the piano. You can see it there. So if you're confused, just look out for this pattern. There's 2 and then 3, and the one just before the 2 is the C. Once you know where C is, you're fine. So just look for the 2 and then the one before that one. That's C. The one before, don't worry about the one before the 3 or anything, that's just where you are. And then you would count up. All the black notes are sharps and flats. They're a bit confusing, don't worry about those. And then we have our basic notes on the white keys, alright? So we got C, where's A? So we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and back to A, alright? Whew. Man, I'm getting out of breath here. Let's try that again. So we're on A, just look at the chart there. So here's what we're looking for. We're a bit confused. We haven't learned this yet, so we're looking for. There's 3 on the keyboard there. I don't know if you have a keyboard at home or what your dealio is, or maybe you're already really good at piano. I don't know. So we're on A, which is just below. There's a pattern of 3 here, and just kind of below that one. You can probably see it. Anyway, so we're descending. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Or was that going up? I think that was going up. Got confused by the angle there. Anyway, listen. So that's how the whole music thing works. So we're just going to try that together. Counting up. Alright, so we're just going to count together. Now there's only 2 bits of information you have to remember about the musical alphabet, and then you'll know it. Okay? And here it is. The first thing is there is no B sharp. Alright, so you just write that down somewhere right now. Or something. There's no such thing as B sharp. Okay, and finally there is no such thing as F flat. It's just called E. There's no such thing as E sharp. It's just called F. Okay? So there's like some kind of okay. Yeah, so I know it's a bit confusing, but just there's no such thing as B sharp or E sharp. Okay? That's all. So let's try this together. So we're going from the open A string, and that's the string just below that big E string, which is the lowest string. Okay, let's do this together. That's the open string, and that's called A. Next one, A sharp. If you want to jump ahead of me, just look at the chart there. B. Now there's no such thing as B sharp, is there? So we're going up to that 3rd fret, and that's going to be called C. So we just skipped B sharp because it doesn't exist. Shocking, I know. Moving up one more, we're on that beautiful, gorgeous, flawless, that instant classic, which is known as C sharp, which is on the 4th fret of that A string. Next we're on D, which is the 5th fret of that A string. Keep looking at the chart or visualize the keyboard on Google or something if you can. After D we're going to D sharp. It's getting very tense, we're right going up. Next we have E in our musical alphabet. E. Sounds like I'm reading out the winners of a lottery here. And then the next winners, okay, anyway, back to serious land. We're on F. That is the 7th, 8th fret. Now to the 9th fret, we have F sharp. And then we have G, which is the 10th fret on the A string, G sharp in the 11th fret, and then we have on our 12th fret, we are on A again. So it all cycles, okay? Now we're going to try descending. So, like I said, this took me a long time to learn. So, see how you get on. Okay. So we're on the 12th fret of the A string. That's where the double dots are in your guitar. That's halfway between the note and the bridge. Alright, let's descend. Here we go. A. So there's no such thing as F flat or C flat. Okay, I know I keep changing the names, but keep on your toes here. Alright, here we go. So we're on A. A flat, G flat, F, E. I'm on the 7th fret. E flat, that's the 6th fret. D, which is the 5th fret of the A string. D flat, which is the 4th fret of the A string. I'm singing semitones here. With that C on the 3rd fret there of the A string, down one more to B, which is the 2nd fret of that A string. The 1st fret now, we have the B flat, and finally the open string is A. Alright, so that's the musical alphabet. It just cycles. So the only reason it's confusing is because there's one note missing. There's 2 notes missing, and the notes both have 2 different names. So that's why it gets a little bit confusing. So if you're looking at the chart there, you would see there's a B doesn't exist, B sharp doesn't exist, so there's no black note between B and C, alright? And there's no black note between E and F, alright? That's it. That's the only thing you have to remember. There's no black note between E and F, so that'll be a sharp or flat, and there's no black note between B and C, that's sharp or flat. So that's pretty handy actually. So music that I think if you want to remember, I find it much easier to remember my musical alphabet looking at a piano keyboard as opposed to a fretboard, because a fretboard's kind of very confusing. I just find it very confusing. So we're just going to go over this a few more times. Alright, so we're going to pick a different string this time. We're going to start the musical alphabet. It's all circular, okay? So it's just like counting. Count this in your head while you're waiting for the bus. So we're going to go from the E string. And if you already know this, fantastic. Just let me chat away to you in the background while you go over your A7 chords, E7 chords, and your strumming pattern there. So just practice your blues form with your 7th chords there while you're listening away. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of maths here. We're going to go hit our open E string and we're going to count up to the 12th fret of the musical alphabet and back down. Alright? So here we go. E. Try and say the next one I say before I say it. So I'm rising in pitch here, okay? So E, I'm just saying the musical alphabet, here we go. So try and say the next one before me. Be screaming, F, F, F. I know what you were saying, F. F is the next one. Well done, well done. F. What's after F in the musical alphabet? Moving up to the 2nd fret of that. I'm on the 2nd fret of the E string, which gives me F sharp. Nice one. 3rd fret of the E string gives me G. Well done. After G, what have we got? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Skipped a few ones. But G sharp, also known as A flat, depending on who you ask. Going up one more semi down, the 5th fret of the E string, we have it. You guessed it, that instant classic from Madrid or something. Here we go. We are on A sharp. Next we are on 7th fret. And I'm going a bit fast. 7th fret on that E string is called B. 8th fret on that E string is called C. Then we have C sharp, D on the 10th fret there, D sharp, and finally E on that 12th fret. So we're going to descend down and then we're going to be wrapping up this lesson. So in this lesson, we'll go over it in a minute. Just kind of went over the musical alphabet and so on, and practicing musical alphabet. Here we go, descending from E. So remember, the two things you have to remember is there's no such thing, if you're looking at the keyboard, look where the black notes are missing. They're missing in between B and C, and also in between E and F. So there's no sharps or flats in between those notes. Alright, E. I'm on the 12th fret of that E string. Remember, the musical alphabet is circular, so it keeps going around. It's like the regular alphabet, but it just goes up to G and repeats. Backwards and forwards. Okay, E. E flat, G. I'm on the 10th fret here. What's on the 9th fret there? So come on, say it out. We got C sharp. Next one we got C. On the 7th fret we have B. On the 6th fret we have A sharp. On the 5th fret we have A. On the 1 fret below that, on the 4th fret we got A flat. On next fret below that, on the 3rd fret we have G. Then on that 2nd fret we have F sharp. Then on E we have F. On the 1st fret we have F. And finally, open string there is the note E. Alright. So keep out that guitar, keep practicing, keep it in sight, keep it tuned up if you can. There's some videos on YouTube which just play the open strings, or else you can, I'll just give you the strings again so you can tune it before we go. try to loosen the string and then tighten up to that. Then we have D, bit of G, bit of B, bit of C, even though we don't have a C string. And do we forget any? We got A, G, A, and E. Okay. Alright, so I think that's all your bits and bobs. Keep in touch. Create Now music line available to buy your buy Vegan Stephen approved guitars and merchandise, clothing label, all those good things. This is your 100 hours of guitar lessons. Good day to you. It's been a pleasure.